Alright, I'm just going to start with the eye. Get in there. Do that. The eyes are probably one of the most important things you can do in a portrait. If they're not right, then they're just not right. They're the gateway to the soul. Yeah. So this is my altar. So I'm kind of drawing this out of my head. Sort of, yeah, don't have a reference. I'm just going out of memory of what I see in my head of her. Alright, there we go. So she's got white eyes. She's got a bit of a black. What's this, an iris? That part? An iris, I think. Yeah, so got that little muscle in the corner of well, everyone's eye. Everyone has that little muscle. So don't forget that. You got that part. Now she is wearing white makeup too, so if it doesn't look skin toned, that's why. That's her eyelid. That's the little wrinkle. Rio's had a guts full of sunflower seeds again, so he's all happy. So she's 27, so she's still, you know, fairly vibrant. She didn't have any granny wrinkles just yet. So this is part of her makeup, this line. Yeah. And there. So you want to do like the basics, like the background, if you will, first, because I've got eyelashes and stuff to put in here. So you want to get the skin tones in first. She can have a few little kind of, you know, a few of them. She's looking up at the crescent moon. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to need a rub stick. Blending stick. That one. So, just remember there's going to be a shade. There's always a shade on the top of the lid. On the bottom side of it. In the eye, in the actual eye itself. Like that. And touch. So you've got to kind of do 4 shades here. Do just a touch on the bottom one, otherwise it'll look lonely. And then you've got to do the side ones. So in here it's going to be darker. And do those strokes, because your eye is round. So make sure you do like, kind of following the curvature of the eyeball. Alright, now there's going to be a, I think about there, I'm going to leave a circle out there. Slightly darker eyes in here. Just going to blend that off a bit, like so. Leave that circle there. Alright, now we can do, I just want to blend this in a little bit better. There we go, that's nice. It's quite dark, this big blend stick. I don't want to do too much. I'll just get a brand new blend stick. There we go, we'll use that side of it. There we go. Just use what's already there to blend now. Like that. And now we can draw. I mind just doing this with this part of it first. Here you got your iris, you got the little those, what are they? It's like a vein pattern or something in your eye. The iris pattern, I don't know what they're called. But don't go over that part because that's your highlight in your eye. I've got to do the same highlight but in the same spot there. So don't forget that. Trophy child syndrome. Lily asked me what trophy child syndrome was, so that was my first diagnosis before disassociation. So Michael Jackson had it. It's where your parents, when you're a child, your parents make you do things you don't want to do. So, and basically you're kind of an extension of your parents' ego because they couldn't do what you could do. So they're forcing you to do, in my case I had to be the next AFL star, next footballer. Because our family was footballing royalty, so I was the next one to kind of come through. And my old man was useless, and he thought, oh well, I'll get back at everyone, I'll use my son to show everyone, what kind of a footballing family we are. And it was really abusive about it. But if you look at the actual name comes from, those little girls, those 6 and 5-year-old girls that walk up and down the catwalk and they look like adults, and the mums are going, oh, you have to win the trophy for your mum, you got to look so good. It's that's where they got it from, but I had it in a footballing sense. So it's just pressure to be the best, and it collapses you. Yeah, and my old man was really abusive, so if I didn't, perform on the day, then look out. So, I've really struggled with, and in saying that, you lose part of your childhood, because you kind of got to grow up quick to their level and their expectations. And then there's all these emotional things where the child will go out of their way just to get the love and affection from their parents, and they see that, okay, to please my parents, I've got to go above and beyond. So you put the pressure back on yourself as well, and it's really So this is one of my alters, Shadow Girl, because I've got DID, which means I've got multiple personalities, and this is one of them. This is Shadow Girl. Alright. So that. I'm going to start up here. I have 15 alters, so if you go to my website, everyone, you'll see I've just drawn Sarah. She's a 3-year-old alter, and I did Vampire Man before that, and he's kind of like a past life as well. Yeah, so Just going to darken up these little vein things, these iris veins. There we go. Now the bottom one, the bottom lid will have a tiny little, that part going on. It's kind of like where your eyelashes meet. So your eyelashes will start coming out here now. Yeah. How do I make the hair look realistic? This is kind of like a half-assed attempt, to be honest with you. I think last night I was switching up to her, and she doesn't like to draw. So I was kind of rushing through this part of it, so I could have a little nap. Because this one really fools me. Shadow Girl really fools me. She I didn't know that this was a thing. I was explaining it last night. Now I better not talk too much about this because this is kind of what triggers me a bit. It's what my psych said. It's not what it's nothing I come up with. But she's chemically trying to change my brain to become a female when I switch up to her, and that's why I get such a crook headache. So yeah, it's pretty amazing how this phenomenon works within my friggin' brain. Alright, so we got an eyebrow up there, but in here we kind of just want to get it lighter. Dark in there, dark there. Get this darker. So now we can start getting that lid a little bit darker, just on the edge there. Like that. Down here, that's going to be darker. Kind of going to have that smoky grey eye effect. So she is a goth, this one. So she doesn't mind a bit of black eye treatment with the makeup, not through fisticuffs. Yeah, so just want to blend it out. So now you got to do the kind of like the contours of the skin, how the skin would work, where the skin kind of wants to go. So you kind of cross hatch it a bit. Do like that, and then over here. So over here you're going to have quite a fair bit of a highlight. So you don't want to hit that one too much, but down in here we're going to have a shadow because of the headpiece. So about there. Alright, how are we looking so far? Yeah, rightio. The human brain is a complex thing. That's right, Rio. And the little conure brain is a complex thing. Because this one can talk interspecies. Like we can whistle like birds. He's trying to talk. Is that right, Rio? But he can say English words, which is pretty bloody cool. So I just want to get in here. It's going to be a little bit darker in here now. Kind of got to go over this at least twice, I think, if not 3 times. Just give it a bit more. Rio. I like his little what he was doing then. He's trying to communicate with someone. He does say his name. It's bizarre how he just doesn't say it now. In the mornings he's real chatty. Hello. Wait. Rio. Because Rio and hello both end with an O, so it's quite, that part of it's easy for him. He's kind of got those two down. He's like, what you doing? What you up to? Or whatever. Alright. Yeah, these are So these are just pencil sketches for paintings. Yeah, rightio, just said be good to see him in a bit of colour one day. So yeah, I really want to have these down pat though. So these are our eyelashes now. So once again, like, think of this as a clock. You've got to kind of do them with the curvature, same with these ones. So about there is like your up and downs. And don't forget to kind of sweep them. Don't just do straight ones. Give them that curvature. There we go. She likes the long lashes. She's a bit of a princess, this one. And as we kind of get, it kind of gets shorter this side, you kind of just vanish out about there. So see how, like, I left that white patch through there? That's right, Rio. So we got to do the skin tones first. And do that again. See, actually I should do that little shade. Yeah. I should do her makeup now. Don't bite me. And with the makeup too, like, this is going to be a highlight through here. So I actually might even erase this part out. Just a touch. Where's my eraser? I'll put that. Man. There it is. So even blacks can have like a shine. I wouldn't mind actually erasing all this out again. It's not quite in the right spot. It's not quite getting that curvature that I want. It's a bit better. Think about it here. Imagine her cheeks going like that. That's a bit better. That's kind of how you want it. Now I've got to erase it again. Nope, nope, nope. Where's my eraser gone? Just had it there. Yeah, there. Kiara James, thanks. Should do a portrait of Rio. Yeah, one day. Got some really good photos of him, like for a portrait. I've got one where he's like, he plucked a tail feather or a wing feather, and he's just looking at me, and he's like holding the feather, and it's going straight down the feather. It looks really poignant and really cool. So this is her makeup, and like I said, black can have that shine. So I'm just going to whack that shine through about there. Still kind of see through, but I'll just darken it up again. Give it the treatment. So this is kind of like airbrushing. I work with airbrushing. I use kind of 5 tones to get the one colour. That's where you build up all your lowlights and highlights, and you know, your textures and whatnot. So I'll start with the light colour, like it's like 90% white, then the colour. I kind of put the straight colour in the middle. Then I do 2 lighter and 2 darker. And then I can, like, in each end of that I can put like white and black, and if you're going to use black, really thin it out, like really, you know. Yeah. Not as good as me. Oh, you don't have to be as good as me. Trust me. Look at Jackson Pollock's work. Shit in a bucket and throw it against the wall. You'll get in the National Gallery. There you go. There's incentive for you. Yeah, it's one of those disciplines. So yeah, rightio, really, like, he wants to learn how to do airbrushing. You got to be dedicated, mate. Really kind of, yeah, you can really throw people because it's actually I think it's the most complex, apart from skateboarding tricks. I think airbrush art, and maybe playing the didgeridoo, it's one of the most complex things you can friggin' do in the world, like as an activity. Like it's like you're playing the theremin. Like you're actually not touching the canvas, and you can come out and in and up and around, and the little trigger pulls out more paint and less paint. So imagine a theremin, you're going ooh wee ooh wee ooh. Like you're actually not touching the instrument. Shit in a bucket, you love it. That's true. Yeah, Picasso went downhill. Like he deliberately done that. He was like, he started off really good in his 20s, and then he just went, I don't get this, so he just started just doing real abstracty crap. And it fucking sold. So yeah. Alright, doing that. And even her eyelashes can even have shadows. If you want to really get down to the finer points, the real full-on detail of it all. Yeah. See how long I've taken? I've taken like 25 minutes just to do one eye. Been a good drawer all your life, but airbrushing's next level. You got that right. Give it a go and see how hard it is. Huh. And then people go, I'll give you $200 for your dig painting or whatever. It's like, nah. Oh, okay. 300? No. Someone offered me $400 for my Mako Racer surfboard. I was like, man, the surfboard, it's a twin fin surfboard. Surfboard alone cost you friggin' $1,000. The friggin' painting, people got no friggin' idea. Alright, so that's kind of one eye done. There we go. But I'll do the eyelashes, eyebrow, sorry, just did the eyelashes. So here, well, once again, you got the shade on the darkest, on the underside, so kind of just do that, like that. Don't be afraid to darken it up on the underside. And then I might just use see this is where, so what was I using? I'm using a medium then. A medium charcoal. It's got medium, soft and hard. So I'm going to use a hard because it's not going to be as, there's one, but I want a real, like a sharpened one. Is that hard? Don't know. that's not a hard. There's a hard there. A hard one won't go as dark. See that? It's not quite as... It's kind of putting the texture in there. Keeping it, just keeping it a little bit lighter. That's all you need. See how I just did that? It's like 20, 30 kind of little sketchy flicks. And now, if you want to, you just, on the bottom side, give it a little blend. There you go. That kind of adds that shade. Imagine your eyebrows are sticking out, what is that, 2 mil or something? So, got to give this a bit more of a shade in here. Alright. Just going to start giving that. Just trying to think, what is it? It's kind of heading right down the shadow. But I will put it to one side. Like that. Kind of as you come around, just kind of thin it out a bit. See how it's about 8 mil. Over here I've gone back to, it's almost back to, like it's kind of, well, it misses it and comes down. Yeah, it goes behind the actual headpiece. So, go do it. That's kind of it there. I'll do a nose, because that camera, I've got one camera that's kind of bang there. Going across her eyes and her nose. Do a nose, eh? Yeah, alright. Kind of tricky, the nose, especially because she's looking up, so I have to draw inside her nostrils, which you kind of don't do in most portraits. You're kind of doing side on or front on. Not a lot of time you do them looking up and you're checking out their boogers. So it starts quite dark up in there, but then you can actually kind of start to see like the skin, the inside of the nose. As it kind of comes down. That nice and round. Just going to have a bit like that going on. You want to get that right too, because it's going to come kind of around here, but it's kind of going to blend through, so it's a nice even blend there. Get a nostril right, and that's kind of like it's kind of a weird position, this nose. I need some black. I'll go over here. I don't want to get too much though. There we go. Hello, Christine Young. Oh, wow. So now that's kind of like the bridge of her nose, but it's coming down and around, down here. I'm just doing this like fairy kisses and shading. Just don't want to add too much too soon. Just want to see, you know, how the how it all blends together. Kind of just want to give it that and that. Where's my eraser? Hello, Christine. Thank you. This is my altar, Shadow Girl. So there's a bit of a highlight there. There. And there'll be a highlight there. Kind of comes around in here now. Highlight. Actually, a bit like that. There we go. See how I didn't want to go too full on? Because I actually kind of messed that up a bit. Yeah. It's a weird position, this nose. I'm glad I'm doing it though, because I like doing things that I haven't done before, and this nose position I haven't done before. Ray of Sunshine is a pencil sketch that I did. It's in the Hyper Realism series. If you go to my website, check that out. It's called Ray of Sunshine. Her nose is fantastic. Like, I really enjoyed trying that. And there's even like the shadow off her nose ring, like onto her face. So yeah, you just gotta pick up those details. Just start to tell, like with that side of that nose, it's just starting to lift off now. Yeah, we've got takeoff. See how my nose has got shadows and stuff all through it? You've got to do the same thing there. You can't just, you know, draw a nose and two holes. You've got to give it texture and shading, and that's right, Rio. You tell them. Yeah. And then once I do this, so once I get the two eyes and the nose together, you kind of want to give it one big, like you want to stand back and just go, okay, because you kind of, this is how you micromanage it. Do one nostril, one eye, you know, and then do two nostrils, and then you do a nose. But then you got to stand back and go, okay, well I've done that, now I want to, like, they can be a little bit disjointed because you're micromanaging it. You want to just stand back and go, okay, yeah, it just needs a bit more, and it kind of pulls it all together. I mean, I'm kind of doing it, but it's at 5%. I guess, yeah, just a few little touches here and there. Don't need much. Okay, so that's it. Just doing that there. So once again, we're going to have that highlight there. So in here, even your nose has kind of got a bit of a... Some noses, I think, they've got like this slight dimple under there, like this slight line. It's not just one, it's like this double line, like that. See how that goes? Look up my friggin' nose as a reference. There we go. Now we just do it dark in here again. Like I said, you've got to go over this 2 or 3 times. Got to get your blacks blacker. Got to blend it back out. Like that. Just want to give this a bit of definition now around the nostril. There we go. Oh my god, look at that. This is her other eye, we'll just start getting that in. Alright. So now we've got that muscle there. We've got a muscle that goes like, kind of like across there. Sorry, I was giving you the bird. I'll do that finger. There we go. You kind of got that muscle there. So that we want to highlight because it kind of raises it up a bit. Come in here like that. That's where I need my eraser again. That's the highlight part in there. Right. It's only like 2 or 3 mil. 2 or 3 mil. Hello Motor Mania. Giving out a tutorial on how to draw friggin' eyes and faces and stuff. Alright, and then in there, so that's that kind of, what would you call it, a muscle maybe? That's right, we'll come in here, do that. There we go, now we can kind of do this now. We can kind of start doing this. Just imagine that sunk in a little bit. So you want to just do that. A bit more there. Kind of helps to find the bridge of the nose, like so. It's not much. A slight bit too dark there. There we go. Darken it up down there. See how we've really smoothed that part of it out now? You can just see it, which is what you want. Blend this back out, blend this down, like so. Yeah, alright. Now we want to give this the treatment this side now. So once again we want to start with that muscle again. So do that. It's going to be fairly dark on the lower side. So you do the lower side there because it's got the shade, and then in there you got to come around, finish it off about there. I need like a better tip. It's going to be too small, I think. But then you got to do the underside here. See how it flips around? The shade's coming down. So you got to do that. The eyelid. Like so. You're kind of starting to get the beginnings happening now. What else? So this is going to be quite dark, this edge. Don't forget we've got a shadow that goes on that side of the eye. It's another thing, don't kind of just do almond shaped eyes either. You kind of got to give them a little bit of a friggin', you know. Most people would have just come up there, right there, like dip it down, and here, like you can get the curvature of the eye as if it's going back in to the head, which it's actually doing. Like your eyes are going around that way as well, so it's not just a 2D thing, and it goes up and around like two ovals that meet. Yeah. She's got this is part of her makeup too, so this, remember that fine kind of like 2mm edge there on the bottom? If you look at your eye, you've got that. It's like where the eyelid, like the cusp of your eyelid and like the inside of your eye there. Just see it, just make it out, and that's where your once again that's where your eyelashes start, in that spot. This comes up and around, starts out here. Oh man, don't sketch, draw. That's the other thing, like doing that, try and get out of the habit of drawing that. I call that sketching, and what I just did then, see I did that complete line, I call that drawing. Yeah, so she's going to have an eyebrow there. This here I do have to sketch because it's an eyebrow. Want those short little kind of hairs to just like flick around. Is that hard? Yeah, that is hard anyway, so. I'll get a soft or a medium, and I'll do this just on the underside, kind of thicken it up, give it that shade again, like so. There we go. Alright, so now we just go under it again and just That's her makeup as well. Just sort of rub that bit out. Got to do the pupil now. So, yeah, right, isn't it? Get away with that. Now I'll get a hard pencil. That was a medium. Where's my hard one gone? That one, because I got the slightly lighter lines, which is what I want to do here. And don't go into the highlight again. Kind of doing your iris veins, if that's what they're called. Kind of do a few little dark patches on the outside here. Kind of, is it the iris gets a little bit darker on the outside? Yeah, don't like that. Done here. Actually, I might go back over here and do just a few little flicks in like that. There we go. Kind of gives it a bit more character. A bit more there. Probably want to go a little bit darker with the shade. See that? I really make that defined. And then got to miss your highlight. See that? It's a lot better, I reckon. Yeah. Then we've got to do it this side. Come down, what's that, about 3 mil? 2 mil? In here. That's that little muscle again. Give it a bit of shading there, and because it's wet, it's going to have like a real nice glint of a highlight, not just a one like that. It's going to be real poignant. Thanks, Tony. Alright, so I've got a couple of shade layers, if you will. So I've got the shades there, and then one down there. And this here's like a second one going over the top of all of them. Yeah. Alright. So in here's going to be darker. Have that dark. It kind of bends around. On the bottom edge you want to make it darker, and then this edge you want to get a bit darker as it goes in towards the nose, and then we blend it out gently. Once again you can do that as well. A touch on the upper eyelid, don't need much, otherwise it's too white. It's actually too white then. Yeah. Smash that like button. Alright, so we've got all that now. It's like your foundation. Well, that's pretty much, well, it's actually 90% of it done. And what we're missing are the lashes. So once again, it's like a clock. We're going to go whip, whip, whip. And don't forget to curve them. So, bang. A couple of longer ones, a couple of shorter ones. It's going to be a little bit darker here on this edge, like so. Thanks, Jade. Please follow. So about 12 o'clock it starts to kind of peek around, and then we can kind of start doing these ones out here. They kind of just get a little bit smaller. Now here, these are, imagine they're sticking out, actually coming towards you. That's what you've got to kind of envision. Don't just do straight lines going up and down like a clock. But imagine like they're kind of just going bloop, bloop, bloop. These ones are kind of going that direction. But then, as you come around a bit, you're going to start doing that, and then come towards you. And then about here again, you're going to start doing that. Shade in there. I'm going to lose a bit of detail there, but that's alright. It's all good. There's a bit of detail with the makeup, but that's alright. It is what it is, if that's the case. Got black makeup there, you can't help it. Black eyes. Liner. Guessing she'd just would have smeared that friggin' makeup through her eyebrow. I have to do that then. Just give it a bit of that. There we go. Alright. How's that looking? How we looking, people? Just want to go a touch darker again. The black's got to get blacker. Just in there. So once again we cross a few over here now. Don't want that kind of like that one directional stuff. Over here we can do the same. Where you need a really sharp pencil to do this stuff. Something's starting to get blunt. Where are we? Rio? Ow. What are you doing? You're chewing on me friggin' earrings. Alright. Sorry, I'm really concentrating here. I'm just... Oh. There's the highlight in there. Oh, I forgot to do that one. Yeah. Put a highlight there. Just rub it out a bit. Highlights there. Now we can add the black. Like we can actually start filling in some black now. I'm wearing black lipstick. All goths do. A lot blacker down here. I would imagine about halfway there'll be a shadow line because her lips are curved. So yeah. And in here, it's going to be really dark. You're going to be seeing a lot in there, will you? So yeah, this is how long it takes for me to draw stuff. You know, it's kind of laborious and a bit boring, but yeah, if you can kind of sit in your own company and just do it, I guess. Really micromanage your project. Get all the crinkles and wrinkles in the lips. It's really cool because I've kind of, all this area is a bit rough and ragged, but when you do the kind of like the final bit of it, you kind of just fill all that in and then it just goes bing, which is kind of a cool effect. It's like the very last bit, it's like unwrapping a present. It's like, oh, there it is. Looked a bit funny before. So now I'm just going to give it a gentle out there. Okay, now we just do the smudge stick part. Probably should go with the lips, shouldn't I? The direction of the wrinkles and crinkles. Do that. Even in there will be a lot darker because it's kind of going in. So I'm going to just punch, put a little bit in there. There we go. Like so. Oh my god, stop it. Oh my god, I can't. Alright, this edge. Her teeth are going to be quite dark. I'm going to set them in a fair bit. And then Rio, don't bump me. Do the underside here. Alright. Rio. Rio, don't! Getting a little bit upset with me because I'm not playing with him. I'm in concentration mode, Rio. I know, you want me to give you belly rubs. So you're biting me. Alright, so there's a bit of a major bit here, like that teardrop part. Kind of got to single that out a little bit. I'm going down the rabbit hole here. If I get this right, I'll probably be very disappointed that I spent all this time and then didn't execute the detail of it all. Giving her teeth a bit more. Give it a shadow. See, I'm giving it a shadow. Like the more shadow, the deeper they appear in. Give that a shadow. Like so. There we go. Oh my god. Now, I'm just gonna... I want to leave the last bit to last, like that part down here. So I want to darken all this stuff up now. Giving this a bit more blackness. Come on. A lot more blackness in there. Because it is black lipstick. I mean, you got to cheat a bit. Because, yeah. Well, that's my theory. You can do what you want. Yeah, leave it a little bit more grey than black, even though it's a black lipstick that I'm painting, or drawing, sorry. So I really want to give that edge a good black edge. There we go. It's going to be really black. And in here, really black. I had a cracking headache after yesterday. Last night's friggin' attempt trying to stay me. Shadow Girl kicked in for a little bit, I think. It's weird because same happened with Vampire Man. When I'm drawing them, they really makes them want to come out. It's like, ah. It's like blood, doesn't it? No, so I'm kind of going tunnel vision in matte mode. Hopefully I won't switch up. I feel pretty good, so we'll just keep on rolling with matte. Where's a soft? There, that one. Soft pencils give you darker blacks too, so you know. This is where it kind of ties all together when you start getting the blacks in there. How's that look? Kind of completes it, doesn't it? Wouldn't mind just... those teeth need to be just a touch darker. There we go. There we go. How's that looking? I might do the face and hands tomorrow because I've been here nearly 2 hours, believe it or not. So I'll see you tomorrow. Like, subscribe, follow, leave a comment if you've got any questions about these techniques. Share it to all your friends, do all that type of stuff. And I'll see you tomorrow. The face and hands. It'll be done. Bye.